Hi, I'm Victoria and I'm the owner of Daughter Music LLC, a music company in Atlanta, Georgia, where we provide private music lessons for voice, piano, guitar, and drums, as well as performance, audition, and workshop opportunities and entertainment legal services. Yes, we are the one-stop shop for all artists. Thank you so much for tuning in to my podcast, Note to Note. In today's episode, we are going to be discussing what is SoundExchange. Money, 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 money that can hit right into your account. Now, let's give you some historical context about SoundExchange. SoundExchange was formed in 2003, and their underlying principle was to collect digital performance royalties for all artists. Not only do they collect digital performance royalties for the recording artist, but also the sound recording copyright owner. And as we know, or if you have not checked out my episode, What is Copyright? We have learned that a song must be copyrighted in two ways. The first way is the master recording side, which is normally owned by the label or the independent artist, as well as the underlying musical composition, which represents the writers and the publishers. In turn, SoundExchange says that we are going to collect digital performance royalties for the sound recording copyright owner and you, the recording artist. Now, I know that it's great information, but you're probably wondering, well, what are digital performance royalties? They are different from the royalties that we collect from the terrestrial stations, such as the FM and AM stations. Did you know that the radio stations do not collect royalties on behalf of the recording artist? They only collect royalties on behalf of the songwriters. So if you do not have a publishing share of that particular record, you do not receive any radio royalties. However, there's always another blessing, right, artists? With SoundExchange, they collect digital performance royalties, which includes some of those non-interactive digital mediums, which can include like iHeartRadio, Pandora, any of the webcasters, as well as satellite radio. Now, SoundExchange duty is to make sure that they have contractual relationships with DSPs, which are digital service providers. And with those contractual relationships, it is the obligation of the DSPs to make sure that they are managing and collecting those royalties. And SoundExchange, lucky enough, they have a relationship with over 3,600 DSPs, as well as they can collect royalties internationally. So artists, if your song is over there in, let's say, United Kingdom, you can collect those royalties. And SoundExchange covers at least 85% of the world. That is truly amazing. So artists, there is no reason for you not to be signed up for SoundExchange. And the other great news is that SoundExchange is free for its members. So artists, you can sign up for SoundExchange for free. Now I know you're wondering, well, that's all good, but how do I register? Well, simply go to www.soundexchange.com, and at the top of their website, you will click on the tab that says How to Register. Now, there are two components of the registration process. The first one is identifying whether or not you're registering yourself as the artist or if someone is registering you. Meaning, let's say you have a music manager, a music admin, or an attorney, they can also register you as well. But they must complete an authorization form. Not only must complete that, but it must have your signature. Now, I know that we are in the digital age, but do know if you use Adobe or DocuSign, a certificate of completion must be accompanied to that authorization letter stating that you have given the music manager, the admin, or the attorney the permission to complete your registration. So that way they can access your royalty statements and payments, and so can you. Now, let's say you're the artist, you're like, I'm going to register myself. After you have identified that part of the process, then you must identify whether you are the artist. You're registering as the artist. Are you registering as the sound recording copyright owner, or both? If you're an independent artist, that will be applicable to you. So that is great. Your whole percentage is 100%. However, if you are a recording artist and you are signed to a label, that percentage will be divided. That means that the label will receive the 50% and you will receive the remainder of that. However, let's say on a recording, you have brought in a side artist. With that 50% of the remainder that you shall receive, you will allocate that for 25%. So it would be 25 for you and 25% for that side artist. But if you do not want the side artist to receive the half of that remainder, then you must notify SoundExchange in advance about the allocation for the side artists. Now, as we know, artists, we cannot do it alone when we're creating wonderful masterpieces. We have producers. And producers, yes, you producers can receive SoundExchange royalties. I know in the media, a lot of people say that SoundExchange is not attributed to producers. That is not true. But producers, in order for you to receive your SoundExchange royalties, first, you must complete a producer agreement. And attached to that producer agreement must include two important SoundExchange documents. They will include the SoundExchange LOD, which is the letter of direction, as well as the SoundExchange repertoire chart. Now, in order to calculate, producers, your SoundExchange royalty, it will be divided amongst the artist royalty, which can be found in the artist recording agreement. Now, this is all information about the registration process. So you've completed the registration process. Now you're wondering, when can I see my money, right? That's always the lucky question, or the most important question sometimes. But we're going to change that, right, artists? Well, I am glad that you asked that. Once you complete your registration, there is an option to identify your specific payment method. And what I really like about SoundExchange is they not only pay out monies via direct deposit or check, but also electronic methods as well. So that includes Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, all those wonderful and efficient electronic methods. So whichever one is the easiest for you, you can sign up that way to receive your SoundExchange royalties. However, be very careful in reading the stipulation for each payment method. For example, if you want to receive your SoundExchange royalties via direct deposit, then do know that you must accrue at least $100. However, if you want to receive it versus via check, then you don't have to at least receive $100. Additionally, if you are going to receive your SoundExchange royalties via check, do know that those payouts are only quarterly. But with some of those electronic methods, the payouts are monthly. So whatever is beneficial to you as well as your managing department, go ahead and sign up that way. SoundExchange is very crucial and it is here. So I want you to sign up for that. Not only do they just give you these digital performance royalties, but they also have a wonderful program which is entitled the SoundExchange Breakthrough Beats, which is an advocate program spotlighting independent artists of different genres. We can't get better than this, right? Until legislation had passed radio royalties for recording artists, go ahead and sign up for SoundExchange. If you have any specific questions or comments about this episode or SoundExchange or any entertainment related question, please feel free to sign up and schedule a free discovery session. You can do so by emailing me at note2notepodcast@gmail.com or my website, www.daughterofmusicllc.com. And I also want to leave you with this. As an artist myself, I'm sharing this information with you, but I do encourage you not to hoard this information. Be another beacon of light for another artist and share this information, because in turn, we do what? Supposed to help each other. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.